Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to install the latest version of Kali Linux, currently version 2026.1 on your Windows PC using VMware. First, head to your browser and then we are going to search for Kali Linux and click on the link to kali.org. Now click on the download button and select installer images. Here we're going to download Kali Linux 2026.1 installer ISO. So click on the recommended ISO and it should start downloading. Now I already have this file downloaded, but I'm just going to cancel it. It's about 4 gig. Next, we are going to download VMware. And to do that, let's search for VMware Workstation. And you should see the link to Fusion and Workstation. Let's click on it. Now click on download now, and it should take you to Broadcom, since Broadcom is now the parent company of VMware. Now you can sign into Broadcom or just create a new account if you don't have one already. After successful login, click on My Downloads. And under My Downloads, we're going to click on here to access free software downloads. From here, we can search for VMware Workstation. Now, VMware Workstation Pro is now free for personal use, so let's select it. And here we can select what we are installing it. So in this case, we are installing on Windows, so let's select the latest release for Windows. Now click on the terms and condition. You can read it if you want, close it, and then I agree to the terms. Now you can click on the download button and it should start downloading. Now after downloading Kali Linux and VMware Workstation Pro, we can close our browser and then open our download folder. So here is VMware Workstation Pro and this is Kali Linux. Now let's install VMware. Next, agree to the license agreement and next, and then install. After the installation, we can click on finish and then run VMware from the desktop. Here we're going to create a new virtual machine, so click on create and we are going with the typical recommended settings. Next, for the installer disk image file, click on browse and locate your download folder. Select Kali Linux ISO we downloaded earlier. Open. Next, set the operating system to Linux and we're going to set the version to Debian 64-bit. So you could just set it to Debian 13x 64-bit. Next, and then you can give your machine a name. I'm just going to call this Kali Linux 2026, and this is the location of the virtual machine. If you want to change this, you can do that, but I'm okay with it being in my documents folder. Next, here is the disk size, so I'm going to give it about 40 gigabytes. Now you can't give more than what you have, so make sure to confirm how much free storage you have on your PC. In my case, I have about 159 gig, and if I give 40 gig, that should be fine. Now you shouldn't give more than 40% of your resources to your virtual machine, else it will slow down your host's computer. Next, now we can click on customize hardware and set how many gig of RAM you want to allocate to your virtual machine. I have 16 gigs in this PC, so I'm going to give it about 4 gigabytes. You shouldn't give more than 40% as well. Next, go to processor section and set how much cores you want to allocate. So I'm just going to leave it at 2 CPU cores and close this. Click on finish. Now we can power on this virtual machine and begin the installation. Here we're going with graphical install, so hit enter. First, select a language for the installation and continue. Set your country and continue. Set your keyboard layout, continue. Now you can set a host name, or we can just leave it as Kali and continue. Also set a domain name if you want. We are just going to continue. Full name for this user, username as well, and then set a password. Now select your time zone and continue. Here we're going to select guided use entire disk for partitioning, so continue. This is a disk around 42 gigabytes, continue. All files in one partition, continue with that. Finish partitioning and write changes to disk, continue. Now select yes to grant access to write changes to disk and continue. And you should start installing the base system. This is where we are going to select our desktop environment. Now you can use whichever desktop environment you prefer, but in my case I'm fine with XFCE. You can use GNOME or KDE Plasma, but let's just continue. And the process is complete. Now let's select yes and continue to install GRUB bootloader. Here we're going to select our bootloader location, continue, and it should install. The process is complete. Now click on continue to restart. After installing, you can click on I finished installing down here. Enter your username and password. And that's all basically. So this is how to install the latest version of Kali Linux, currently version 2026.1 on VMware on your Windows computer. If this video was helpful, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.